welcome to this brief synopsis of the Australian manufacturing skill gap. My name is Dr. Amanda White and I am the General Manager for Brisbane-based engineering company Freelance Robotics. Our manufacturing division, called Industrial Robotics, is committed to working with manufacturers as we move into Industry 4.0. This video is part of the development of the Robotics Roadmap of Australia, version 2, which is being organised in 2020. For context, let's start with why manufacturing is facing a skills gap. Right now, we are on the brink of a massive shift in the way business is done because technology is changing the manufacturing landscape. This is Industry 4.0 and the start of the robot economy. The history of Industry 4.0 tracks the manufacturing industry from the Industrial Revolution to the digital transformation and beyond. The original Industrial Revolution got underway when the United Kingdom shifted from manpower to machine power back in the late 1700s. Each new stage over the last 300 plus years has represented a revolution in the manufacturing process that has changed the way we think about and work in the industry. Now in the 21st century, Australian businesses have to change to keep pace and compete with the global market. But beyond that fact, smart factories offer the benefit of saving manufacturers time and money, increasing profit, whilst reducing risk to workers due to safer systems. Advanced Manufacturing 4.0 integrates the innovations of fourth-generation computerized technology into the smart factory setting. This includes cyber-physical systems, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, as well as cognitive computing. In this way, we drive forward advanced products using advanced processes. Smart factory have barriers preventing their large-scale rollout. To summarize, these are reliability issues with machine-to-machine communication which hasn't fully arrived at the levels of performance and stability envisioned by Industry 4.0 proponents. IT security concerns and concerns of IT glitches, but also there is insufficient skill sets for the implementation of Industry 4.0 among factory engineers and process workers. Furthermore, there is the fear that Industry 4.0, once fully implemented, could spark mass layoffs across the industrial sector, leaving many factory workers jobless. But fundamentally, advanced manufacturing needs people. Globally, we don't often see lights out or dark factories, such as Fanuc, which has had robots building robots since 2001 in Japan. It turns out that dark factories are not really what's needed now. What we do need now is a new type of factory worker. Industry 4.0 is changing what skills are needed to do factory work. The difference between the skills a worker has and the skills they need is what we term the skills gap. Staff need to retrain and upskill to work in advanced manufacturing. It is said that the skills gap is fundamentally an education gap, and I agree with this. Moving from one job to another is termed job displacement. This can be quite a scary term for some workers, particularly the older crowd who understand job displacement misused as a byword for, well, you're fired and you don't have a job anymore. Well, fundamentally, getting the message across that job displacement is a supported adult education process to reskill for better work conditions needs to be put up in neon lights. There are predicted to be far more jobs in the robot economy. much like the introduction of computers in the 70s and 80s displaced many secretarial skills, such as shorthand, but ultimately grew into an enormous win for the office administration workforce. You don't often meet telephone switchboard operators anymore, for example. And look, pick and pack factory workers are probably exiting stage left as well. Job displacement may find pick and pack workers moving into such smart factory roles as a robot teaming coordinator, digital twin engineer, or UAM flight controller. These manufacturing roles might sound like jobs of the future, but really, this work is available now. Obviously, we have been focused on manufacturing, but please be aware that all sectors will likely be affected by job displacement. No matter if you are a white-collar or a blue-collar worker, job displacement is predicted to impact you. In Queensland alone, there is predicted to be 868,000 jobs at risk. However, over 1 million jobs are to be created, and upskilling will be the key to unlock the next stage of work. Coming back to the manufacturing sector, the Australian census data from 2011 to 2016 showed employment dropped 24% in 5 years. Clearly, this is not just technological disruption, as there are other social and economic driving forces that impact employment negatively. Given COVID crisis impact, we have a far greater impetus to evolve from traditional manufacturing, such as automation reducing worker numbers on the floor, permitting easy social distancing. There is also a massive drive to reinvest in a local supply chain, the likes of which we have not seen awareness of since the end of World War II, when Australia went into the biggest manufacturing boom of our nation's history. So, how do we upskill our manufacturing industry? Well, here we find a step towards answering that question. In 2018, the world's first Robotics Roadmap was published. It set out to be a guide to harnessing the benefits of the new robot economy for Australia and has a chapter dedicated to the country's manufacturing sector. Manufacturing was identified as a strong sector for the robot economy, perhaps unsurprising given the long-standing relationship between robotics process automation and the factory floor. A series of recommendations were made by the roadmap authors for a range of reasons. Industry appeared well placed to capitalize on the forecasted multi-billion-dollar opportunity robotics and autonomous systems brought by 2025. But changes are needed. Industry was shown the need to refocus on upskilling the workforce. More specifically, it was recommended that all Australians be equipped with Industry 4.0 relevant skills. Let's look at these recommendations more closely. Industry is recommended to facilitate the development and growth of existing and new firms by focusing on employment opportunities, skills development and training for those new to the workforce or these fields, and upskilling for existing employees. And under education, we see the recommendation that there is build national capability through education, training and research across all industry and education sectors, and especially via collaboration. This should include a particular focus on addressing the gender imbalance in the robotics and autonomous systems research and industry workforce. Support the development of robotics-related micro-credentials in the university and vocational education systems. The development of recognized micro-credentials would offer significant advantages in upskilling and for fast on-demand training. The inclusion of micro-credentials as part of Australian university undergraduate programs would allow Australia to leapfrog ahead of other countries. Increased support for robotics challenges and competitions for undergraduate students would be interest, engagement, ideas, and talent to the field. So, we are 2 years since publication. How are we going with these recommendations? Let's take a look at a state as a snapshot of what has happened for manufacturing upskilling since 2018. Queensland has on the balance performed well as a business ecosystem. In 2020, the state was recognised as a global advanced manufacturing hub by the World Economic Forum, which places the state manufacturing sector within a global network of advanced manufacturers. To quote Innovation Minister Kate Jones, she said manufacturing was the 6th largest employer in Queensland, supporting more than 165,000 people. We're investing in advanced manufacturing to create thousands more jobs for Queenslanders and to boost our economy, Ms. Jones said. We have a detailed strategy to invest in industries that have the best potential to create jobs in regional Queensland. Advanced manufacturing is a big part of that vision. This is a great recognition for our state and shows that we're a world leader in this space. Following on from the Minister, Queensland Chief Entrepreneur Leanne Kemp said a key reason the World Economic Forum awarded Queensland Special Advanced Manufacturing Hub status was due to its high level of collaboration between all levels of government, business and researchers, and a unique approach to open innovation. Well, should manufacturing head into a boom, the Queensland sector has strong leadership and organisation. But what about the breakdown of skills? Notably, Queensland manufacturers are mostly small to medium enterprise, with staffing under 20 persons. In training, generally specific to the technology being integrated and quite ad hoc. So for manufacturers, there are no dedicated in-house trainers, and responsibility for training is diluted across the organisation. Small to medium enterprise manufacturers look for adult education programs that are agile, accessible, meet their immediate need, that are in line with policy, legislation, work health safety requirements, give minimal time off tools for staff, and also address a range of barriers, given that factory workers can often come from a low socioeconomic status, may have low digital literacy, and are potentially also English second language. So this is going to raise questions, no doubt present cross-nationally, about what the best real-world medium is. Micro-credentials bring a new digital medium that will no doubt deserve particular attention, with also a potential emphasis on new and more agile technical apprenticeships. As Industry 4.0 spearheads technological change, so too does our society change, and education is about to potentially experience a radical rethink as lifelong learning models enter the fray, advancing far beyond the one-and-done traditional coursework models of university or even the more basic vocational education programs. Now, a Queensland case study in advanced manufacturing technology being paired with upskilling is the Freelance Robotics Industrial Robotics Division. This company has been owner-operated for over 10 years and has an established team of engineers offering quality smart factory design and implementation. They address the number one reason why new plant does not get optimally integrated into the factory, and that is staff usage. Given that handover is key, full documentation, training and ongoing staff support is a standard part of service delivery from the engineering team. In addition, industrial and organisational psychology services are available for a more comprehensive analysis of staff needs at the team and individual level. This can include staff skills analysis, vocational planning, workshop facilitation, and performance planning to motivate employees to engage with new systems, as well as avoid a key man scenario where knowledge and skills are held in only one or two individuals. Engaging a company like Freelance Robotics for advanced manufacturing services that understands both your machines and people delivers strong outcomes and amazing return on investment. Well, Industry 4.0 and the robot economy highlight that manufacturers are needing to engage with new practices. So, what the average small to medium enterprise manufacturer can do now is a good question to ask. For starters, attend industry-related events with suppliers, customers, C-level executives and first-line managers. Currently, the majority of such events are online, but in the short term, that's going to change most likely to reintroducing more, in-person networking events. There's also coaching engagements, and you can engage with innovative companies who can provide guidance on how to automate your factory. Connect with education providers, including the universities, if you are looking for research-level development. Become a member of relevant manufacturing associations and check out what's being offered by training opportunities, support to your staff, such as micro-credential study through TAFE, which currently have active micro-credential programs offered online free of charge. Engaging with manufacturing associations can radically support manufacturers in engaging with the new technology. For example, manufacturing associations often have information about opportunities such as tenders and grants. They form a part of the business ecosystem with clear feedback on a range of opportunities such as funding models, grants that support new manufacturing technology, business development, and staff support. You can read more about advanced manufacturing and the role of upskilling to develop a strong workforce with these titles. Each of them have informed this video, and I thank the authors and contributors. Thank you also for watching this video. If you are watching before May 29, 2020, come and register for the Robotics Roadmap Version 2 Skills Webinar Workshop on the Robotics Australia Network webpage. The Skills Workshop includes an industry panel addressing questions about how they are looking at the skill gap. And if instead you're watching this video after May 2020, check out the Robotics Roadmap of Australia version 2, which is set for release in 2020.